This week we review the thrilling Mercedes-AMG CLE 53 Coupe, the sporty Aprilia SR 175 and the all-new TVS Ntorq 150. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Soini Dutt. The Mercedes-AMG CLE 53 Coupe replaces the C as well as the E-Class Coupe in India. It offers 449 PS of horsepower, AMG performance, 4MATIC Plus, drift mode, and it also goes from 0 to 100 kmph in just 4.2 seconds. Now at 1.4 crore rupees, is this the ultimate AMG coupe you can buy in India today? Let's find out.
Just look at it. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Like a glow of sunshine in this never-ending rain. Those raindrops flowing over those beautiful coupe curves are beautiful. I remember being equally mesmerized when I first saw the C43 coupe in red parked at this very spot. Same exact feeling. This, however, is the CLE 53 coupe. This is the car because of which Mercedes-Benz has laid off the C-Class coupe and the E-Class coupe. And that sparks a question. Is it really that good? Is it better than both those cars? It doesn't try to mimic either of its predecessors. Instead, it forges its own identity. And that's a good thing actually, because you see, while I like the C43, I love the E53 as well. Let's be honest, they felt a bit like AMG Light. This one, however, has a full fat AMG treatment. We are talking 449 horsepower, we are talking flared wheel arches, rear axle steering. It's got all of that. It's a proper AMG brute. Just that this one also happens to take Bluetooth calls and go through crawling Mumbai traffic without complaining about it. Let's address the elephant in the room, the 1.4 crore rupee price tag. That's big boy money, enough to get you into entry-level Porsche territory or even an EV with more torque than physics should allow. So what's the pitch here? It's simple. Nothing in this price bracket is going to give you the same blend of power, practicality, playfulness, poise in this exact body shape. Finished in sun yellow, our test car didn't just turn heads, it dislocated a few necks. The CLE's proportions are classic coupe. Long bonnet, short overhangs, tight roofline, frameless doors, and a proper AMG rear diffuser and spoiler setup. The front is 58mm wider, the rear 75mm. That's basically Mercedes-Benz saying, yes, we made it wider because sports cars are supposed to look fast even when they are not moving. Step inside and you are met with a cabin that's trying very hard to shout performance even while whispering luxury from the other corner. There's no shortage of screens, a 12.3-inch driver display with multiple AMG skins to choose from, an 11.9-inch central touchscreen tilted towards the driver, and the head-up display floating somewhere in your periphery. The red and black AMG upholstery, the metal trim, the steering wheel wrapped in carbon fiber plus microfiber are proper theatre. But the big surprise is how livable this cabin actually is for a coupe like this. Getting in and out is actually quite easy. There's a seatbelt butler which will fetch the seatbelt for you so that luxury experience isn't compromised, and even the rear seats are actually quite generous. So it's not only for show dogs or handbags. Two average-sized humans can actually sit there and be comfortable on something like a Pune-Mumbai run. The boot space is actually quite decent and usable. Of course, you're not going to be using a coupe for your IKEA runs, but your golf bags, your grocery bags, your weekend's worth of luggage to beautiful places like these, that is well taken care of. At its heart is the M256M 3-litre inline 6 with 449 PS, 560 Newton meters and just the right amount of electric boost to hide any turbo lag. And the tuning of the engine is spot on. It can easily trot around town whenever you want it to. It can be an absolute maniac when you want it to. It's got the electric booster compressor, which is essentially going to fill in all those torque gaps. So you're not going to have any kind of turbo lag. Whether you're driving at slow city speeds or pulling quick overtakes, no problem at all. Then you have the 48-volt mild hybrid system, which again helps this and also helps efficiency and make sure that the car always has on-tap power, ready to deliver as and when you need it. And that 9-speed AMG transmission just works like a charm, whether you're driving in the city, cruising out on the highway, or even attacking bends the way I am right now. It's just amazing. And even when you feel like taking manual control of the gearbox, you're going to absolutely have fun. It's snappy when you want it to, and it's absolutely subtle when you don't. That AMG Performance 4MATIC Plus system that we are talking about will give you all the grip you need and all the oversteer if you want, if you engage the drift mode. Certainly not a good idea in these conditions. And in typical AMG fashion, this one also gets the race mode. You also have telemetry data, the track pace app, so when you're taking it for your track days, you can record all that telemetry data. And when you find an open stretch of road, in control conditions of course, you can also pull off a quick 0 to 100 run just to see how capable this engine is. In fact, let's do that right now. Drag mode activated. Launch control activated, and off we go! Check that out! And it's already at 100! Oh my god! Oh my god, those red seat belts are killing me. Oof. That feels brutal. I mean, 4.2 seconds, yes, we have driven cars, tested cars that are quicker than this. But the way it delivers that power, it's amazing. And 4.2 is quick enough for our roads. Come on, I mean, whom are we kidding? Ride and handling is where the CLE 53 gets genuinely interesting. The AMG ride control suspension is adaptive and intuitive. In comfort, it handles Mumbai's broken tarmac better than some luxury sedans. And in Sport Plus, the body control tightens up without going full vertebrae shatterer. And the 2.5-degree rear axle steering works just as expected. Under 100 kilometers an hour, the rear wheels will point in the opposite direction of the front wheels to shorten the wheelbase. At higher speeds, above 100 kilometers an hour, they will point in the same direction as the front wheels to give you the effects of a longer wheelbase to give you more stability. The result is a coupe that feels half a meter shorter in traffic, yet half a size bigger when you're attacking an expressway sweeper. The brakes are sharp and easy to modulate. The steering, while still electronically assisted and slightly filtered, is responsive enough to make this nearly 5-meter coupe feel like it's carrying less bulk than it is. You will be surprised at how comfortable it feels for an AMG coupe. For the way it attacks bends, it's not supposed to have so much give in the suspension, but it does. There are no thuds. I have not had any hairy moments where I felt, oh, I'm going to break a wheel, I'm going to break a spring, I'm going to break the suspension. No, nothing. It just takes on it so well. It's unbelievable. This is not even a crossover. It's just unbelievable how Mercedes-Benz and AMG have been delivering these perfect suspension setups. It's mind-blowing. And the exhaust, in balanced, it's civilized enough to sneak past a sleeping baby. In Sport Plus, it's the kind of sound you would make if you stubbed your toe in slow motion. Throaty, emotional, and quite real. In terms of the tech and the features, you get the Burmester 3D surround sound system with Dolby Atmos. You've got augmented reality navigation, which definitely helps in our conditions, wireless charging, keyless go, voice control, fingerprint sensor, etc. However, I just want to somehow turn off that voice assistant. All the driver aids, blind spot assist, active brake assist, 360-degree camera, adaptive high beam, pre-safe seatbelt, it's all there. So let's now sum it up. If you want a grand tourer that can also tail out through a roundabout, this is it. If you want AMG credibility without backache, this is it. If you want a two-door that's practical enough to justify to your family, this might be it, with the right pitch.
Well, it's time for us to take a very quick break here on the show, but don't go anywhere because on the other side, we tell you about the Aprilia 175's sharper performance and handling. Welcome back here with us on Overdrive. The Aprilia SR 175 builds on the SR range's sporty DNA with sharper performance and handling. We take a closer look at its design, ride, handling, and of course practicality to see if it delivers. Is it the ideal mix of style and substance? Let's find out.
As we draw towards the end of 2025, we've seen manufacturers like Hero MotoCorp and even TVS jump onto the performance scooter bandwagon with offerings like the Zoom 160 and the Ntorq 150. But for a manufacturer like Aprilia, who's already been accustomed to the space over the course of time, at least in India, with an offering like the SR 160, well, they have chosen to upgrade that model, and lo and behold, here lies the new and updated SR 175. It is up on displacement, up on power and torque as well. Has a couple of more features in there to enhance the overall performance scooter-oriented feel. And of course, it is meant to take on the likes of the Zoom 160, the Ntorq 150, and even the Yamaha Aerox 155. So, how well does this scooter fare in today's day and age? You're about to find out. So like always, let's start off with the looks and aesthetics of the scooter. Design-wise, it does resemble pretty much the 160 that we've already seen before. Very sleek, slender, petite in its styling, and quite aerodynamic and sporty as well. But it does look very Italian in its styling, but yeah, like unlike most Italian supermodels, with those big 14-inch wheels at both ends, clad in those 120/70 section tires, well, this model looks to have gone to the gym and worked out quite well. Aesthetically, you get some new sticker works on there, LED headlight. The turn indicators, well, they unfortunately are halogen bulb units, and that is a bit of a downer given this day and age where scooters are all coming out with full-on LED units all around. You get a new contoured seat. That's a new style seat. It is a one-piece seat which has been given this two-step kind of feel with this cut in the middle. We will get down to how that functions out on the road in a bit. The taillight, once again, LED unit, and of course minimalistic body styling. You have a telescopic fork up front, single step monoshock at the rear, some preload adjustment in there at the rear as well. So in terms of features, you get a disc up front, drum at the rear, standard affair, and of course single channel ABS on this unit, and that is pretty much all the assistance that this scooter offers in terms of electronic aids. You have a new TFT instrumentation cluster that replaces the older analog unit. Now you don't have start-stop technology in there, you simply have an engine kill switch, which is very motorcycle-like, and you don't have a rear brake lock as well. And in terms of riding aids, you simply have single channel ABS on the disc up front, which cannot be switched off on the go. When it comes to the seating position of the scooter, unlike the Aerox 155 and the Zoom 160, you can actually swing your leg through this one and get aboard. But yes, seating space and foot space for that matter is at a premium because you don't have a lot of space to move around and play around with. If you fancy carrying your parcels in between your feet, well, you will have to really look at another option because you don't have a lot to work with this one. Upright riding position, nice flat handlebar. Well, the seat height position is quite nice as well. It is rather tall given the 14-inch wheels. So if you actually pull up alongside something like an Activa or a Jupiter, well, this does feel slightly taller, and it does give you a little more commanding road presence, of course, once you actually get down to riding it. So that's really nice. All right, now let's talk performance and handling. This scooter comes powered by the new 174cc air-cooled motor. It makes obviously a little more power than the 125. It is up on smoothness and refinement than something like the SR 160, the model that it replaces. Power and torque is rated at around a little over 13 PS of max power and 14 Nm of max torque, and it's spread very nicely lower down the power band, and it eases off towards the top. Now getting off the line from 0 to around 40 kilometers per hour is just a breeze with this one. It really has a good amount of shove to it. You feel the grit actually with this engine because it is a 3-valve SOHC unit. Getting from 80 to around 100 kilometers per hour may take a bit of time and space, but yeah, once you actually get to 100 kilometers per hour, and indicated 100 kilometers per hour, it is very composed at that speed as well. You don't feel like you're going to lose control or anything in a straight line. Even the cornering aspects are very nice with the suspension being on the stiffer side. But yeah, there's a downside to that as well. The older you are, the more likely you are to not fancy this particular scooter because yeah, that is going to take a toll on your spine as well. Alright, now in conclusion, to wrap things up out here with the SR 175. Now, if you fancy yourself an Aprilia scooter with Aprilia badging, well, this scooter definitely backs up that entire Aprilia ethos that comes with the brand, because in terms of ride and handling, dynamics, performance, this scooter definitely has a lot of character and, well, the performance to actually back it up. But yes, in terms of performance and handling dynamics, this scooter, given its segment, the performance scooter segment, definitely is a force to be reckoned with given its current pricing.
Well, it's time to take our final commercial break here on the show, but don't go anywhere because on the other side we tell you whether the TVS Ntorq 150 lives up to its hype as a premium scooter in India. Welcome back, you're watching Overdrive. We took the all-new TVS Ntorq 150 for a spin to see if it lives up to the hype as the brand's new flagship scooter. In this review, we dive into its performance, ride quality, features and overall experience in the premium scooter space. Let's see what the Ntorq 150 brings to India's growing premium scooter market.
So TVS have just upped its game with the performance-oriented scooter segment. With this new offering, this is the Ntorq 150. It is up on capacity, more power, more torque, lot more features, striking new design. This is what the scooter looks like. And we're out here at the lovely TVS testing track to check out what the scooter has to offer. So design-wise, yes, this is an all-new striking design. Very different from what we've seen with the Ntorq brand. It does bear some similarities to what we have in the form of the 125, the Race XP, but yeah, silhouette-wise, does resemble what we've seen before. But yeah, projector lamps on a scooter, LED indicators, 12-inch wheels at both ends, unlike the 14 inches that you have on similarly spec'd scooters from different brands. So slightly smaller wheels. The scooter is packing a lot of tech as usual with TVS, and this is the flagship model. So yes, you can pretty much be guaranteed that TVS is gonna load this one with tech. The lower spec variant, well, you have a LCD screen, and this being the higher spec version, you get a 5-inch TFT, which gives you a lot of information. Quite neat. The layout wise, 2 ride modes, you have traction control on a scooter, single channel ABS, supermoto ABS is what the sticker here says. So the 149cc single cylinder air cooled motor makes around little over 13 PS of max power, little over 14 Nm of max torque. 2 ride modes to choose from, street and race, and yeah, quite peppy on the go. Switch gear similar to what we've seen on 300cc motorcycles, pretty similar switch gear. Nice to use on the go, and yeah, seems durable as of now. Adjustable levers, brake lock is standard, and everything that you see on the scooter is standard fitment. So that's really nice, quite thoughtful touch. Not too many bumps that we come across out here at the testing track. The suspension is slightly on the softer side. With 2 up, should be rather comfortable if you're going to be riding it on a daily basis. Should be quite manageable on the go. Not too stiff, quite nice and pliant, the ride quality. Straight line stability, that has taken a bit of a hit because smaller wheels, 12-inch wheels, maybe would have improved with slightly bigger 14-inch wheels, which the competition gives you. Performance-wise, given the city speeds, 60 kmph at around 6,000 RPM. Otherwise, pretty thoughtful as well. So under the seat, you have a decent 22-litre boot. The fuel reservoir as well, that's pretty sizable, 5.8-litre unit, that's what the spec sheet reads. And external fuel filler lid, quite thoughtful as well. A very nice looking scooter, you have 4 color options to choose from as well. Now the Ntorq series of scooters have always had performance to their advantage, and of course this one doesn't seem to be lacking in terms of performance at all. This one, all new configuration, same chassis, same suspension setup, but it has been tweaked a bit to suit this higher capacity model. Now in terms of riding position, well, this is what you will have to deal with. Pretty upright, straightforward, no nonsense. It has a slightly motorcycle kind of vibe to it because, well, look at that handlebar. It's pretty much like a motorcycle, like a merger between the two, motorcycle and scooter. You don't have those panels or anything of the sort. Very open and nice feeling. This one definitely has an emphasis on performance. When you actually get down to riding it a bit hard and fast, well, TVS take their chassis and their performance very seriously. And yeah, this one has a good amount of shove to it as well. Alright, so something else that I really liked about the scooter was the fact that, yeah, the ABS on this unit and even the tires for that matter are really good and confidence inspiring. It if you really feel like pushing the limits on the scooter, well, the chassis and the wheels, the tires, they really help you, well, achieve that, because it fills you up with a lot of confidence. So that's really nice. The ABS also not very intrusive, kicks in when you're required to kick in. If you're going to be riding the scooter on a daily basis, well, you are going to be comfortable. That is a given, because yeah, I think it's going to soak up bumps a lot better, and the Aprilia as well, the SR. So yes, overall, what the scooter has working for it, yeah, it has all the traits of a typical TVS vehicle. Good fit and finish levels, very neat, well thought of, good amount of features, good amount of tech, and yeah, the convenience factor is always good to have with a scooter of this sort. Good amount of storage space, external fuel filler lid, and yeah, it has the performance to actually back it up, because yeah, now the Ntorq series of scooters, if you actually bought an Ntorq, you're always going to be more inclined towards the performance angle of the entire scooter thing. So yeah, the more youthful you are, the more livelier you like riding, the scooter makes a lot of sense. Great overall product. And the Aerox and the SR175, although this is not the most powerful scooter in that company, well, this certainly has a good amount of positives working in its favor.
With that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of Overdrive. But remember, you can stay in touch with the team through our various social media platforms. You can write to us on YouTube as well. We'll see you next week. Until then, goodbye. Many thanks for watching. Drive and ride safe.